Hi friends, this is Maria. I am an immigration attorney in Miami, Florida, and I wanted to say happy Friday to everyone. And I wanted to talk a little bit about the Laken Riley Act because a lot of people are confused about what's the problem with having this change to the Immigration and Nationality Act. If you guys don't know, last year Laken Riley was jogging in a park near her university in Georgia when she was attacked and murdered by a Venezuelan immigrant. And the immigrant had been previously arrested for shoplifting. In the minds of senators trying to address the immigrant issue and using this incident as an excuse to make changes to the Immigration and Nationality Act, they have put forward a proposal that targets immigrants who shoplift. Which doesn't necessarily correlate to murder, right? Because we know that shoplifting doesn't always lead to murder, right? Those are two things that are not logically connected. Now there is a section in the Immigration and Nationality Act. It's section 236. And that section addresses individuals that should be removed from the United States because they have committed crimes, logically crimes that are serious crimes. Murder obviously is a serious crime, assault, rape, sex trafficking, drug trafficking. Those are all crimes that can lead to removal. But shoplifting isn't one of those crimes. However, Congress is trying to include shoplifting. And if you read the language that they are proposing to include in the act, it says, and I'm going to read it to you so that you see, because it's important to do research. It says that anyone who is charged with, arrested for, convicted of, admits to having committed, or admits committing acts which constitute the essential elements of burglary, theft, larceny, or shoplifting. And so what this does is it adds these to the list of crimes for which a person can be detained, and these detentions can be indefinite. And one of the interesting aspects of this is that in the US, the legal system doesn't allow you to detain someone indefinitely without convicting them. So if you are charged with a crime, you can't stay in prison forever without being convicted. And so how this aligns with the US legal system doesn't make sense. It does not align, right? We don't indefinitely hold someone who has not been convicted of a crime. And so I suspect that there's going to be changes and modifications to this language. But that is the reason why a lot of individuals are concerned, because it could lead to mass detention of individuals simply who have been charged with things like theft and shoplifting without actually being convicted. And if you have questions about stuff like this, because a lot of things like this are going to come up this year, there's going to be a lot of attempts to make modifications to the Immigration and Nationality Act. There's going to be a lot of policy changes, and sometimes it's really difficult to understand why people are upset about it, or what are the consequences to individuals if these things are passed. Please let me know anything that you're interested in, because my job isn't just to represent immigrants, but it's also to try to clarify and help people understand the consequences of changes to legislation and the impact that it can have in the immigrant community. So I hope you guys have a lovely weekend, and I will see you next week.